This is the Suffolk County House of Corrections in South Boston. It contains prisoners. Some are there for crimes like theft or drug dealing, while others are immigrants detained by the Department of Immigration and Customs Enforcement before their deportation. That sound you're hearing is made by about 40 activist musicians in town for the HONK festival, but I've started at the end. Let's go back to the beginning. This is Daughtry Bean of the Minor Mishap Marching Band conducting the song Tracksuit at the opening of the festival. She's leading over 100 musicians from dozens of different bands, some of whom have never played together before. This song is well suited for this kind of collaboration. The melody is simple, the rhythm distinct. Musicians who haven't heard it before can usually pick it up on the spot. But, of course, most of the musicians here have heard it before, because it's HONK.
Life is more exciting when the trumpets are around.
This is the What Cheer Brigade, playing later that day. As they push into the crowd, it becomes difficult to tell who is audience and who is musician, and that's precisely the point. As the boundary between performer and observer dissolves, the things common between us, the things which make us human, stand out. HONK is an activist festival, which means that it has an agenda, but its agenda isn't something specific or opposed, like stopping fracking or police brutality. There is much which HONK is against, but what is far more important and more nebulous is what HONK stands for. My contribution to the festival came from the dumpster. Thousands of dollars of juice fed 400 musicians, but it's misleading to think of dumpstering as a protest against food waste per se. Serving all that dumpstered food does little to address the root cause of the waste, at least not in the way that a new law might do. So, cooking with dumpstered food isn't as much against wasting food as it is for building community. The stated agenda for the HONK parade is to reclaim the streets for horns, bikes, and feet. It's an agenda not about any specific policy, but rather about the way that we relate to space and the way that we relate to each other. HONK says that the boundaries between driver and pedestrian, between us and them, are allowed to blend.
We honk because we're human.
At times of feeling afraid and alone, we chase the dark clouds with our brother trombone.
And that brings us back here, to the House of Corrections. Playing music on a highway median does little to dismantle the prison industrial complex. Instead, it reminds musicians and prisoners alike of our collective humanity. The prisoners flicker on and off their lights as sounds of trombones penetrate the concrete. Despite all the barriers, we can still communicate. By dancing in the street, by dumpstering, by transforming a highway median into a stage, we claim that the categories that our society places upon us need not weigh so heavy. These actions remind us that even in a world overflowing with oppression, rejoicing itself is an act of resistance.